Making your minifigs look like they're walking or running in your stop motion film can be pretty tricky, but I found some easy ways to do this. The first animation I'm going to teach you is walking. On the first frame, he's going to be standing upright. In the second frame, we're going to have his left leg out with his arms out as well. Third frame, he's going to be in between the studs. Fourth frame, he's going to have his left leg anchored into the stud with his right leg behind him, and then back to the standing upright position. Frame 6, we're going to have his right leg out with his arms out again. On the 7th frame, he's going to be in between the studs again. 8th frame, he's going to have his right leg anchored in with his left leg behind him. And once again, back to the standing upright position. And that's how you make him look like he's walking. The next animation is walking quickly. On the first frame, we're going to have her left leg sticking out with her arms out as well. Second frame, she's going to be in between the studs like earlier. On the third frame, we're going to have her left leg anchored in with the right leg behind her. Now on this animation, we're not going to have the standing upright position. We're going to skip over that. We're going to go straight to the 4th frame with her right leg forward with her arms out. On the 5th frame, we're going to have her standing in between the studs again. On frame 6, we're going to have her right leg anchored in with her left leg behind her. On the 7th frame, we're going to have her left leg out with her arms out as well, as earlier. And that's all there is to it. The next animation is running. On the first frame, we're going to have his left leg out and his arms out too. Now, for this animation, we're going to skip where he's in between the studs. Instead, we're going to go straight to frame 2, where his left leg is anchored in and the right leg is behind. On the 3rd frame, we're going to have his right leg out with his arms out. On the 4th frame, we're going to have his right leg anchored into the stud that's in front of him with his left leg behind him. On frame number 5, we're going to have his left leg out with his arms out in the opposite direction. And that's how you make a running animation. The last animation for this video is sprinting. On the first frame, we're going to have his left leg out with his arms out as well. On the second frame, we're going to have his left leg on the stud, 2 studs in front of him. On the 3rd frame, we're going to have his left leg anchored in with his right leg behind him. On frame number 4, we're going to have his right leg in front of him with his arms out in the opposite direction. On the 5th frame, we're going to have his right leg on the stud, 2 studs in front of him. On the 6th frame, we're going to have his right leg anchored in with his left leg behind him. On frame 7, we're going to have his left leg in front of him with his arms out in the opposite direction. And there you go. If we do a speed comparison here, we can see how fast each animation is. I hope you enjoyed the video and found it helpful, and if you did, please subscribe.